Hello there. My name is Azleon, and today I am going to be talking about Gami. Oh my gosh, he is my favorite character from Genshin. If we're talking about all Hoyo games, it's gotta go to Arlen. But from Genshin, Gami gets the crown. I'm so excited to talk about him. I love his story. It was so cute. His whole father-son bonding spat coming back from a huge fight because it was a huge fight that they had. Um, and of course, I'll be sharing with you my theories, the timelines on that. Or, I think that Gami was probably out of the house for like a year or two, maybe. I think with like no contact, maybe a bit longer, honestly. Because personally, spoilers for all things Gami related, because he's the cutest. And last year's Lantern, right? This is we're in 5, so it's the 4 point something Lantern, right? Because that was Gami's Lantern, right? It was so cute. I loved Shinyun going all out to let him reconcile with his father. It was amazing. The entire time that I was like, guys, should we really I mean, they do kind of need an intervention. I'm not going to say they don't. But should we really, not talk to Gami about it at all? I mean, it all turned out quickly, which is great, and they hugged, and it was so cute. And I love his little Lucio dance and his head, and all of his voice lines are just so adorable. I don't know how many times he mentions food, but, a rough estimate, he mentions it, once every 3 voice lines at the very least. It might be, once every 2 voice lines, so every other voice line. I would not be surprised if that was the ratio, or if it was more, and, all but, 6 mentioned food in some manner. He is such a foodie. I think he mentions food or goes on a rant. Half of his voice lines, at the least, there's at least 7 where he specifically talks about dim sum. Well, I think there's more 4 where he fully talks about them, and 3 where he just mentions it. But man, does he love his food, and it's so adorable. And oh my gosh, Gami is adorable. He just has pure golden retriever energy. If you pull up the Office meme, that you have the 2 pictures, and then you have, I think Pam was the character's name, and it's corporate needs to find you the difference between these 2 images, and she just sits there and is like, there is no difference, and it's Gami and a golden retriever. That's it. There's no difference. Gami is a golden retriever. When he was young, so when he was a puppy, he was a rascal, but a pure-hearted rascal. He would climb the roofs, hide his stash more for his dad. He would harass the birds to get feathers for his mother's ornament, hair ornaments that she'd make. He would run rampant through the tea fields to scare off pets and critters. He would cause issues in the course of doing all this, but he was 6, so we could give him a pass. And, cause gosh, that is so cute. Gami is adorable, and honestly, I know I could easily go on for forever, so I'm gonna try to keep this shorter. I'm gonna try to keep myself from going on a full-blown rant, because Gami is my favorite. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. Where was I? His childhood! And then when he learned about wushu dancing, dude threw a temper tantrum because he couldn't see the wushu dance. Before he was obsessed with wushu dancing, he was just like, you guys said I was gonna say the wushu dancing, and then he was throwing a tantrum because he couldn't see it, and they couldn't console Gami. And then his dad just picked him up and put him on his shoulder so he could watch it. And then Gami, boom, immediately obsessed. Never went back. In this story, I think it's like 4 or 5. I cannot remember which. But it mentions that he had like hobbies that were half-hearted. He wouldn't stick with it very long. Second, he got wuxia dancing. Boom. He was dedicated. He was practicing all the time. He was destroying property. he would take their wicker baskets. I don't know if they were wicker baskets. They were their weave baskets and practice with them. And he'd break multiple. He would take their wooden spoons and stuff and use them for drum practice, and he would break those too. The kid was a menace, and I find it so adorable that, like, Gaming, the highly reliable, very responsible young adult, was like the town mischief when he was, I'd say, 12 and under. Very possibly the whole time he was at the village, which I think he only left maybe. Oh gosh. I've never thought about how old he was. I personally put him probably sometime between 16 and 18 when he ran away from home. Because, gosh, there was a whole thing that went down. But before I get all the way there, him and his mom are so cute together. His mom died. It's so sad. I assume she died when he was about 14 to 15 is my rough estimate. We're not exactly given timelines like we aren't given for most anything. So I'm giving about 14, 15 because it sounds like she didn't die when he was young. But it sounded like she was still young. He was still young when she died. So I'm going to put him in his early, well, that's more so mid-teen, 14 to 15 years old. I think that's a good time because also from what we know, it sounds like him and his dad fought a lot after that. And that's what drove his dad's, I'm going to call it paranoia, about Gaming going into wuxia dancing because of how much he could get hurt, and his belief that his wife died young because she was overworked, and they started, because of the business they started together and everything. And it's literally stated in his character story 4, I think, that Gaming's father was thinking that it was partially his fault because of they started the business together and she had to work so hard to do that, which progressed, because she died of illness, which progressed her illness, which caused her to die young, which I think is just a tragedy that occurred. I'm pretty sure it's got nothing to do with the dude overworking, but he felt so guilty for that. We were literally told in the voice line, I don't have to speculate that. We are told flat out that is how he feels about it. So, which is why he's so insistent that Gaming stay in the family business, which was literally started by him and his wife, and not go do wuxia dancing because he is concerned that he will go down the same path that his mother, his wife, who died young, and who he believes was a major cause, was the overworking and stress from it. So, gosh. When he threw away, because Gaming's father, after an incident, I think he hurt his leg or something while practicing wuxia dancing, threw away, I think he actually sold every single piece of equipment Gaming had gotten up to that point, except for the Sunai, I might pronounce some of the names wrong, head that his mother had made him. Literally the next day, Gaming is gone with the head. That's it. And I don't think they talked since then. And that's when Gaming moved to Yulong Wharf. I'm going to be saying that wrong. And he started trying to do wuxia dancing. He was not successful. Learned he needed a proper job to support his passion. And then, because he is the sweetest child ever, he helped the dude go to the, gosh, I forgot the name of the transport company he works with. It's like Golden Dragons, I think. Um, but he escorts them there. Here's the foreman, I think, talking about them being short staffed. Gets hired on as a temporary guard. Works so hard he gets hired full time, and like he is known as the gold standard guard. Like he made his way up, and like oh gosh. And the thing is, I do love this. Should be the end of his character story 1, where it's like he's like Gami. It is sweet little baby braid. It's like so you see, I'm so good at transporting because of all of the muscles I built for Wuxia dancing. Hence, I am providing for myself with Wuxia dancing. He is so cute. And that is a really stupid reason. But it's adorable. Oh, Gami is just so cute. He is so adorable. Can you tell that he's my favorite? Besides the fact I already said it. I haven't gotten it because I read through all of his voice lines. I noted not all of the. I noted the interesting things I decided I'd bring up because I knew, again, if I didn't limit myself, I would be talking forever. Oh gosh, Gami is so cute. But yeah, so I think that's like the basic order of events of his life. And then it's like I said, I think he lived with his father after his mother's death, like 2 to 3 years. Then he moved out, ran away, and didn't talk to his dad until that lantern rite, which I think happened 3 or 4. We might actually be told during the lantern rite how long it's been since they talked. I'm not sure about that. I don't remember. It was a year ago when I played it, so. But if we are, it's been that long, but I don't think we are, and I think it's been like 3-ish years since they talked. Like, both clearly deeply love and care for each other, and I love how intricately complicated their relationship is, because it's such a complicated familial relationship, but they also both deeply care about each other. And it's just because they're both so stubborn and hard-headed, and because Gami's dad cares about him, but Gami is not unrelenting in having Wuxia dancing be something he does, and so that's why they never did talk for ages. They kept in semi-contact through complicated manners because they were kinda in a spat. And, oh man. Again, in his character stories it says, who knows how long they would have been in that spat if Xinyun wasn't like, let me intervene. Xinyun is like, top tier mom. She's right up there with Arlequina. I'm not going to declare winner. That sounds like dangerous territory. Declaring which is the better mom. But back to Gami. The baby. Oh, how he gets his vision is adorable. Like, literally, he's doing his job. He saves people from bandits. He goes back to the transport agency. The people who he's transporting in the cargo, they find his vision, and they're like, is this yours? Is this yours? They all discuss amongst themselves, and they're like, wait, it's none of ours. What about that nice transport for? So they go all the way to his company to deliver his vision to. He left it behind. Like, it was far, far away. Oh, I find it so. How he makes Machi. I'm horrible at pronouncing his little Sunai companion's name. I think it's Machi. Machi. I've heard him say it so many times, yet I still can't say it. But how they've met is adorable. In fact, he's like, how does he how does he do his stuff? I want to observe so I can do my wushu dancing better. And then he's always inviting people who's like, oh, you want to pay me back? Come and see my wushu dances. And it's not a charge thing. You just come and watch. He is so passionate about it, and it is adorable. Like, I love how highly energetic and passionate and just nice he is. And also, the best thing, I think this is in character story 3 or 4, around the end. It's like, people are so happy to invite Gaming out because he's just the sweetest under one condition. He doesn't say he'll foot the bill. Like, people are like, Gaming, no, you're not allowed to pay for lunch. Put your wallet away. They're gonna fight. They're gonna have a whole fight about it. Oh man, you put Gaming and his dad in a restaurant together, and you'll try to see you'll watch them pulling out all the tricks to try to pay first. Oh man, I haven't even gotten to my notes, technically speaking. I can bring them up in whatever order I feel like. But man, because there's a lot of good stuff. One, I love the fact that he calls the Traveler boss. And all of his voice lines, except for, I think, his giving gift 2, he calls the Traveler boss. And it is adorable. And I love the accent he has. And I love his vocabulary. I absolutely adore it. It is so cute. Oh my gosh, he is adorable. Oh man. His line when thunder strikes is adorable. And by adorable, I mean he's literally like, man, someone got wrecked. You know, you really should be careful before... Shoot, I'm forgetting it. Oh, yeah. Before making an oath, you gotta make sure you can keep it. Else you may get struck by rat. He sounds not entirely callous, but he doesn't sound very sorry for anyone who got struck by that line. And he's like, man, you should have been more careful, dude. Oh, it's so cute. And, like, again, he mentions food in every single one of his, like, his good morning, good evening, good night line. He's like, morning, you want to go for some ginsan? Dim sum? And then he follows, I forgot the good evening line. I think he just, like, invites us to eat food. And the good night is like, you tired? Have you gone to bed yet? If you're still up, would you like to get some food with me? Like, again, the dude mentions food all the time. And in Xiangling's voice line for him, she literally says that he is the biggest foodie she's ever made. She's like, I could see him. I was going to prepare an extra pot of tea for him because he likes his food authentic. And I know he's not just saying that. He genuinely wants it as is. So she makes it for him like that. And it is so adorable. And the praises he gives Xiangling are so cute as well. He's like, best restaurant ever. Their stuff is delicious. I do have to watch out for the spice though. It is a bit spicy for me. And, oh gosh. They are besties. Oh, I love them together. They are so cute. And, yeah. I also love how he looks up to Yoonjin, because Yoonjin is at the position he wants to be at, really. Except, you know, with opera opposed to... I'm forgetting names now. I am forgetting names. I'm looking at the recording time and we're like 20 minutes in. And I know I could easily go on for another 20. So I'm going to try to wrap this up. So this isn't a 40-minute episode. I don't want this to become 40 minutes. Normally I let myself ramble on for however long. But, like, I ran out of ideas. And to be fair, I didn't take notes on those. But to be fair, I didn't need notes to ramble on about comics. Okay. One note I just found is because of how strong Gami is stated to be, one, I wanted to meet Ito to meet Ito because I think the two of them interacting would be adorable. Two, I want to see them arm wrestle and I want to see who's stronger. I'm very curious. He should also arm wrestle D-Luke. That would be so much fun. Um, gosh, there's so much to talk about him. He is just so cute. Him and Lanya being childhood friends is adorable. Machi being a huge fan of Jin Yan, adorable. Oh, okay. Yes. In one of his voice lines, I think it was a voice line on Jin Yan. He's like, Jin Yan repaired my lion head, and when she gave it back to me, the blanket thing, it ruffles after there's a depth to wind in, and I'm like, Shinyun is just casually like, I don't know if she installed a machine in there, or she just, like, sends wind its way every time she feels is appropriate, or what. But what were that? But that is, like, so cute. Um, okay. Uh, I think I'm gonna end it on that note. I feel like I said that weird. Because with the way that it's recording right now, the voice plays back in through the headphones I have on. So I could just be missing it because I'm just talking. I hope it sounds okay. But before I go on another rant, man, I haven't even talked about him and Jingcho and him and Chongyun. Him and Chongyun haven't met, but once they meet, he is gonna offer him some nice cooling tea. And okay, I cannot make this 40-minute episode. I may make a part 2, maybe, probably. I'll probably do a part 2 to this. Oh gosh, I love Goblin so much. I don't think he's gonna appear in major plot things. Like, I'm sure he'll be seen around in Liyue events. But, like, I don't think he'll make any major plot appearances ever again. He never made us in the major plot. He was just in Lantern, right? I don't think he's ever going to be part of the major plot. If he does, oh gosh, I'll be so excited. But, again, before I go off for too long, thank you all so much for watching. I cannot talk today. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe. Yeah, that's all, and may God bless.